Good morning and welcome back to my channel, Don't Mind Me. I'm Diana. Today I'd like to read a story called Embracing Tomorrow by Penelope Autumn. It is a romantic friendship story, and as Valentine's Day is approaching, I thought it would be nice just to do a little bit of happiness and romance. I will say there could be a bit of a trigger warning as it does talk about uh, the loss of someone and I guess the falling apart of someone's world. So if you don't want to watch it, that's fine. But if you do, just be prepared. We have all the time in the world. At least that's what he told me. But now he's gone, isn't he? One moment your life's perfect, and the next, everything seems to fall apart. I'm so sorry, Liv. She leaned in for a long hug. I'm here. I'm always here. Obviously, I was thankful for Eliana. She always seemed to be right there when I needed her. But I just couldn't believe her. She may not always be here. He wasn't. Always seemed like a blissful lie now. I was working when it happened. I started slowly. Just a normal day, the sun shined on my phone and made it hard to see the screen when I got the call. Eliana exhaled deeply, leaning back into the passenger seat of my car that remained in the hospital parking lot. I rushed in, I continued. He was on a bed. All these machines hooked up to his body. I remembered his eyes meeting mine. I had felt so many things at once. I got down beside him as doctors hurried around the room. I held his hands as I sat there on the floor. Those hands had held me close so many times, but now they felt cold. I could hear my voice starting to quiver. The thing was, he never looked scared, but I guess that was just like him. He never seemed to be able to find anything to be afraid of. He would always take the risks. Said there's no point in living if you never try anything new. That was his motto, Eliana agreed. Like the time we all went on a road trip, he was determined to find a shark cage to go in while we were near the coast. Yeah, I remember, I laughed sadly. One morning he got up and said he was finally going to do it. We were all scared for him as we sat on the deck of the boat while they lowered him down, but a look of fear never crossed his face. I remember that day, wondering why he would want to do it. When he came back up, we were all glad, and all he said was that he made friends with the sharks. He would always make jokes in every situation, no matter how scary for everyone else. Yeah, he really was crazy. I grasped Eliana's hand as we laughed and cried at the same time. A strange feeling, but refreshing nonetheless. He did all these crazy things because he always thought about it like, why wouldn't I instead of, why should I? Eliana explained. I think I understood his reasoning a bit more now. While I sat there on the hospital floor with him, I opened up. I stroked his hair, and just remembered how many times I had done that before, but in much better circumstances. The both of us really had tears streaming down our cheeks now. I saw you do that to him all the time, Eliana admitted, when we would go out with our friends to the park for a picnic. I remember you two laying on the blanket together. I'd never seen two people who loved each other more. He was making you a crown of dandelions, and you were playing with his curls. I recalled all those afternoons spent under the shade of the oak tree in the park, how carefree and relaxed we both were. We were together, and that was all that mattered to us. He gave me that little flower crown and called me his queen. I was always impressed at his patience when he would make those, how his fingers could move so delicately and not break any of the stems. Then I started to hear beeping on a machine. I said, going back to reliving that alarming moment. The doctors all started talking frantically, but all I could hear was him. I stared down at my feet. He just kept saying, I'm okay, reassuring me even then. My mind went to a time when we were on the beach. The waves were huge that day, but he still insisted he wanted to surf them. I was watching from the safety of the warm sand, content with my book. I watched as he rode a mountainous wave, and I saw him fly off it weirdly. Staring out at him, I saw his friend start to tow him back to the beach with his board. I met them at the shore. It turned out he had fallen off his board and hit his ankle. And he told me, I'm okay, Liv, I'm okay, as I drove him to the same hospital where we were sitting right now. It turned out he had broken his ankle, but even after he was stuck in a cast for a few weeks, he never regretted surfing that day. Those were some of the biggest waves I've ever surfed. It was awesome. He could always find the good in a situation that anyone else would perceive as bad. I jumped back out of my thoughts, seeing Eliana reach for my hand beside me. Then he looked me in the eye and told me that I was going to be okay, and I was trying to believe him. Then he said he loved me. That's when I heard that one continuous beep, and I knew it was over. I just sat there with Eliana for how long I can't remember, finally allowing myself to process what had happened, understand it, what it meant. Until finally Eliana broke the silence, saying, he really did know how to live. It hit me that she was right. Yeah, he really did. He tried all these new things, she continued. He truly loved more in his lifetime than most people have, who were much older than him, had more happiness, more adventures, more excitement, and more love than a lot of people I know. Because he wasn't scared, I concluded. He didn't let the fear of risk dictate his decisions. I want to live like him. I think everyone should strive to live like that, Eliana remarked. We can. It's the best way to remember him. And I completely agreed. From then on, me and Eliana decided to help each other, to live life as well as we could, to fall in love with being alive while we were still here, and so I could tell him of our adventures when we met again. I hope you like that story, and the reason I read it was because we need to live for tomorrow. Each day as it comes is a bonus, and we need to be happy for doing what we do and living the way we live. Our lives are short, and I'm sorry, my camera is shaking or my phone is shaking. But we do need to live for each day, each second, each minute, and love not only ourselves, but those around us. Be happy for who we are. And never forget that we are the people we are because of the things we do, the friends we make, and our families. And when you lose someone, it makes you realise how short time is, and that we need to fill every single moment we have with love, friendship, doing the things we love, like walking, taking our dogs for a walk, going out, celebrating birthdays, always being who we want to be, never being anyone else, or being that person that someone wants us to be. We are who we are because we are what we have made ourselves. We are proud to be us, and never forget that. We need to be strong for each other. We need to be there for each other. And above all, we need to enjoy what's around us and love each moment, because you never know what's around the corner. And until next week, I love you lots, and please like, subscribe, and press the bell notification so that you know when I next post. But also, please leave a comment, and if you have any ideas for further stories or further videos that you'd like me to do, then please leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. Take care and live life to the full. Bye.